emphasizes the in-person support and care, gives them the space to begin to integrate and to connect with young adults, like with individuals kind of within their age group or their population, and quite a diverse group of folks, much like we experience in the world at large, right? And so certainly neurodivergence is common and more common. I think we're seeing more individuals being diagnosed with neurodevelopmental disorders. There's better understanding of it. And so really giving somebody a space and a place where they can not only gain the skills, build the insight, but then actually apply and practice them in a setting that is, fairly controlled and also, I think, aware of, mental health overall and stigma that can exist, gives kind of a space, a safe space to explore, to try, right, to get feedback, to gain some perspective and do it again. Part of it that sort of technology age that we're in has had a huge impact on social connectedness. Individuals often feel that they're spending time connecting to people, but those people aren't really part of their community, right? They're not necessarily individuals who they can spend some time with, right? Make plans with a friend and go get a dinner or go to a museum, enjoy a park walk. And so really being able to have both, I think, is a better approach. So it's not to say don't make friends online or don't build a community through gaming if that's something that you enjoy doing, just also being considerate and cognizant of building a network that's like proximally located and people that you have that you can meet up with, that can support you, or you can pick up the phone and call and, in a time of challenge and just wanting a sounding board. So we create that space here at the dorm. And within the dorm facility, our space is so dedicated and truly emphasizes like the clubhouse and the community space. I call it like sneaky therapy sometimes because it feels like there are these moments, these therapeutic moments that are happening in the in between, right? In between groups, in between having an individual therapy session or maybe a coaching or family therapy session. It's the moments where I see people like sharing phone numbers or talking about, challenges that they're having with their professor and getting their homework done and kind of commiserating together or sharing in that and not feeling so alone, and really seeing it. And so I think having the clubhouse, having the in-person care absolutely helps to really push someone and gently encourage someone to think about their community, think about their connection, think about the relationships that they're building, and then give them a space to, to find new folks and to develop and cultivate new relationships. The individual gets the opportunity in that group setting to practice the sharing space. And so directly with their peers, it might be, I'm sharing my story right now, and the other individuals are having this space to engage with the active listening skills, with the, building awareness and how they're responding with their body's cues, but then also to chime in and comment upon or participate back. That I think that they get the opportunity to challenge and support each other and just learning sort of social norms within our community and in the different settings that we learning offer. How to actively listen and 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 mindfully speak becomes a part of the exchange and the communication, not only in the group space but also in the clubhouse space. And then I also start to think about things even just like building, sensory awareness. And so this is such a silly example maybe, but sometimes individuals aren't quite as aware of like how their voice carries or the ways that paraverbal information, the tone in your voice, the cadence of speaking, the pitch, the volume, all those things can influence and contribute to kind of the greater perspective that someone has or the message that they're hearing, how it's received, how it's given. And in the clubhouse, there's the clients, there's also staff interacting. And so there are times where maybe there's a moment of like, hey, you're talking really loud. And that's a direct piece of feedback in a kind way, in a not intended to bring judgment or cast criticism, but to build awareness and, oh my gosh, my voice carries. And this private conversation that I'm having with someone, everyone can hear. And so that's a very specific skill someone might learn within the clubhouse space.